Alright, friends, let's confirm Maruki's reality for another 24 days, I guess. Or however long. I guess it really is, like... I imagine this is essentially the timer for the whole DLC, at least, like, getting the dungeon done, right? That's normally how that works, so... We'll see. I keep saying DLC, but it's an expansion. It's built into Royal itself. But it feels like a DLC because it is, like, you know, it's an extra thing. Anyway, you know, as opposed to the original version of 5. Lady Levenza will come by the school. Oh yeah, that's right. I wonder what will come of that. Probably some anime-y shenanigans. I can already kind of imagine what sorts, but we'll see if I'm right or not. That must mean she's got something important to talk about. Let's hear her out to see if I was right and how it compares. Basically, I'm just imagining anime tropey shit. That has to do with, like, well, okay, well, we'll see. Again, I said I wouldn't spoil it until we got there, so... I guess probably we're going to be forced to sleep, right? Yep. I've noticed by now. I'm still gonna check at least once. But if... I had a feeling. If Morgana won't let you go downstairs, he also won't let you do anything but sleep. I know that, but I just keep obsessing over it, because I'd rather just every single day you can do stuff. At least in Sojiro's place. I'd at least rather that. But I have a feeling that for this entire section, you might be allowed to do nothing but sleep and then do story stuff. But I will be surprised and also happy if it does open up and allow me to have even more extra days to do normal stuff and confidant stuff. We'll see. Because as opposed to the original 5, there's already a lot of extra days in the game that beforehand you weren't able to do anything in where you can at least do stuff around. And I feel like there's also more actual hangout times, so don't quote me. And of course, if this game provides any like normal hangout times where you can just, you know, increase your, you know, confidence like normal, then I'll be surprised and also happy about that. But we'll see. Sleepy Dergy! Hey. Morgana hug. Sorry, it's nothing. Listen, last time you said it was nothing, you ran away and almost got yourself killed, Morgana. We're not gonna have that shit anymore. Come on, what's up?
No.
I was just remembering what happened that night. Well, he did say he wanted to think a little more, and, well, now I understand what that's about. And I'm glad he's opening up instead of just brushing it away, because, well, last time it led to some climatic events, and I think he's learned his lesson about that, and also come closer to us in that time, and I think he's more liable to open up about this kind of thing. I was just remembering what happened that night. You remember, right? The night before we went into Mementos to erase it? Before we dealt with Shido?
Hey!
Remember how I said I'd finally found the place where I belong? Even though I said that, I really believed it. I still fell right into Maruki's hands. I know I've made it obvious how much I want to be a human. More than once I thought it would give me a chance with Lady On, but what I did was just so lame. I can't believe I was off having a blast while you were busy trying to help us. But you came back. Well, yeah, that's true, but I mean... that was just the right thing to do. Now that I think about it, you've been helping me from the very beginning, and so have you. Remember, like, you are the reason we know how to even Phantom Thief. And that has led to us being able to do a lot of good. Hell, I was locked up in a prison when we first met. Nowhere near. Man, hearing Morgana not talk himself up is both sad and jarring. Like, Morgana, please snap back into your normal fucking egoic self. I know I complain about it, but god, this is worse. Morgana hugs. You're already super cool. Quit buttering me up. You don't have to tell me twice, though. I'm going to be super cool from here on out.
Listen up.
You know what? I'm gonna make you a promise right now. From here on, I'm going to be more independent. I just kept relying on you for everything because deep down, I thought you could figure everything out for me. But that's all changing. I'm gonna stand proud on my own 4 feet, and I'm gonna be the one to protect you. I promise I will. Morgana hug. You're awesome, dude. Oh wait! These are the, like, second persona evolutions, right? I bet this will give me an achievement. Okay, so there's, like, a double persona. I was confused because there's an achievement that says evolve a persona. And I thought, wait, doesn't that happen if you get their confidant rank maxed out? But no, it happens during the story of... I've discovered a new Know My Original power? Interesting. Or maybe this ain't it. During the story of the third semester.
Alright.
Morgana's persona Mercurius has transformed into Diego. Know your original power? Like, the power when you had when you knew you were created by Lavenza? Or, I'm confused. What does that mean? Huh.
Okay.
Alright, time to serve Maruki is just, Maruki is just desserts. Anyone who tries to pull one over on us like that is asking for it. Let's do our best. Frankly, come on. Who wouldn't at least be enticed by the idea of something like, something you lost or could never be that you really want, you know, just having it, you know? Who wouldn't entertain those fantasies? It's not like he literally wished for his reality to change in such a powerful way that he'd rather that than have his normal reality. Maruki chose it for everyone. Most people probably, at least when they have whatever they thought they wanted, probably 99% of people, if they were able to realize that there was something else beforehand, they would probably be like, you know, maybe, you know, like, because they end up forgetting everything that went along with the pain, which is what made the pain hopefully worth it. Or at the very least, if you don't think your pain is worth it right now, wait a few years and, well, what I've realized is it probably will be at some point. We'll feel that way. Because pain always passes with time. And you could argue that it doesn't in some cases, but I really do feel like in all of those cases, it is more up to subconscious patterns that one can, you know, with the right help and or the right just intent, make conscious and allow that to heal. It's really, if pain is not healing over time, it's because you need to grow mentally. That's what I've learned. Because I had to grow out of some shit, and now I'm so much better. My life is so much better. It's around the same on the outside, but God, it's so much better. And it's only gonna get better. Because I know exactly how to make it continually better. It feels really good. Right, sorry again for all the hassle. You and I are going to be even greater partners now.
Let's do it for the night.
Well, things are going to get hectic starting tomorrow. Let's call it a night. Heck ye. All skill slots are currently full. Please select the skill to forget. Ooh, miracle. Ooh, oh, hi. Better skill, even. Ooh. So, like, extra skills, man. Heck ye. Extra powerful skills. I bet this is just a better miracle punch. Medium fist damage to one foe with high chance of critical. Medium fist damage to all foes with high chance of critical. Okay, it's okay. So it's a multi-target version of Miracle Punch. Yeah, I still think I will replace Miracle Punch with it. Very nice. It's kind of like, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I had a feeling. Awakening the Phantom Thieves is about the like persona, the second persona evolution that you get in this. In the third semester. Neat. A new year is starting. You all look sleepy. What, did you doze through the new year? Was Shogatsu one big excuse to laze around? Good grief. Shogatsu's not supposed to be an excuse to relax, you know. What's Shogatsu? You know, we decorate with Kodomatsu, Kagami Mochi, and Shimenawa in order to welcome the Toshigami deities. These are the oldest traditions in Japan. By the way, cherry blossom viewing and even Children's Day are meant to commemorate deities and spirits. Japan's got a lot of gods, so naturally there ended up being a lot of events and rituals to accommodate them all. There's a phrase referring to all the Shinto gods as a collective. Anyone know it offhand?
What is the answer?
Alright, Takamaki-san, I'll bet you slept through Shogatsu. Huh? Yeah, I mean, on Hug.
Hey, wait!
Hey, Lady Ann is obviously panicking. Be a good guy and help her out. Yes,
Seriously?
You don't have to tell me that in order for me to help out your crush, Morgana. Don't worry about it. I'm so unlucky. And I didn't even sleep through Shogatsu. Many hugs on. Derg, you awake? Can you give me a hint? I bet you didn't do much more productive things besides sleeping. By the way, I'm guessing Shogatsu is a period of another one of the seemingly many periods of holidays in Japan that I'm learning of through these video games. Anyway, is it some phrase about the gods? It's kind of abstract, right? What's this phrase supposed to illustrate about the gods of Shinto? How much they love to party at? How numerous they are. Yeah, I think that's right. They use a specific number, right? What's the phrase again? The one about how many gods there are in Shinto. I think it's like 10,000 gods. 10,000? I think it's actually more than that, actually. Okay, so it must be 8 million, right, then? How numerous they are. The 8 million gods. Yeah, I think that's it.
That means...
So people call the gods of Shinto the 8 million gods.
This is it.
Correct.
We call them Yaoyorozu? Yaoyorozu no Kami. Let me know, people that are versed in Japanese more than me. Let me know if that's correct, because I'd like to, you know, osmose Japanese through this stuff, because the culture and the language is cool to me. Alright, or the 8 million gods. Through that number, though that number's not meant to be taken literally. Yaoyorozu is essentially a shorthand for myriad gods, an uncountable number. Okay, interesting. In olden days, the Japanese there's a lot of, like, double meanings in Japanese words, it seems. It's interesting. Or even more than double. In olden days, the Japanese believed the gods dwelled in everything. With all these traditions, you could say these beliefs still affect our lives today. It's a wonderful thing, really. We really need to cherish our history.
Nice going!
Nice, Lady On seems really relieved. We helped a friend out. Really good at studying, I'm impressed. Nah, I'm just good at doing puzzles and video games because I play so many of them.
You've been awfully busy lately. Don't forget to eat lunch. As for myself, be sure to order some jelly-filled bread and...
Morgana really loves to mooch food off of us, I've noticed.
That's...
It's Lavenza, probably, although I have a feeling it might be a different butterfly. My brain just thought maybe it's Jose, but I don't think we have any concrete proof of that. Oh no, that must be Lavenza, because she was supposed to meet us here. Let's follow it.
Yeah, let's go.
It's Lavenza. I have a feeling she was also that butterfly there, which is why she knows about the school. But how did she get there the first time? I hope that will be explained. Hey, chase it down so you don't lose sight of it. Do it. Ah, cool. We get to chase the butterfly. Okay, it seems to be moving fast, so I would talk to people, but I'm gonna just make sure.
Oh!
Hey, you see that? I went to the first floor. That it's, like, not on a timer. It probably isn't. But, oh well. Where is it trying to go? Come on, we gotta follow it for now. It really does look like we gotta be fierce about it, though. It just makes roleplay sense for being fast about it. So even if we don't need to, I won't talk to people right now. I hope I can later. I have this feeling that there will be some actual free time. The nurse's office? What's going on here? It's just like my dream. Yeah, the dream we had on the 1st. Celeste the 31st. It even showed up in your dreams? That's strange. Well, never mind that. No, it's not strange. I don't know if Morgana or any of the other Phantom Thieves know this, but the Velvet Room initially showed up in his dreams. That's been a thing. It's done so many times throughout the game. And that's also just like a thing. Persona 3, 4, 5, maybe even 1, 2, although I don't really know much about them. Those two. There's no point in thinking about that right now. Let's get inside the nurse's office quickly.
Lady Lavenza.
Yep, Hatsu.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
Hello, thank you for coming. Joker and I are on the same wavelength, that's beautiful. I don't even care about what the other options are. I see, that's such an odd reaction to that, but they're not human, they're otherworldly beings, so...
Exchanging common expressions upon meeting like humans do, it has a rather pleasant feeling.
Yeah, this is giving me definitely some, like... there's quests in Persona 3 and 4 where you show... Actually, wait, one for the twins was added in 5, but I never did those, in Royal, I think, specifically. But I never did those, but, you know, showing the Velvet Room attendants around to different places around town. It's a pretty common thing, quest trope or what have you. It's definitely a staple, but I don't think it was in the original 5 until they put that in Royal. I do believe so, interestingly enough. But now the twins have become one, so I'm pretty sure those are not things anymore. One of these days I'll do all of them, but that just wasn't this playthrough for me.
But that is irrelevant. Let's turn to the matter at hand. As I told you yesterday, there's something I wish to tell you, but first, please gather your other friends here.
Here? You want to meet in the nurse's office?
This place is filled with the cognition of bed rest. Maintaining my existence in a reality controlled by someone like Maruki is no simple feat, but the exhaustion that it induces is limited by this place's cognition, so I may converse with you all in person here.
That's really I was wondering why she could manifest here in specific, because it has been very clear that she can't really go many places in, like, the physical realm or whatever you'd call that. So it kind of it's interesting to think about, because this place has beds, it literally reduces the freaking, like, exhaustion of the cognition. That's so interesting. I can't even, like, put it into words that make 100% sense, but I kind of get what she's getting at.
Let us
there.
continue this conversation once everyone involved has convened. Until that time, I will provide my eyes a much-needed rest.
She's sleeping. That's cute.
Wait,
She's literally
rest?
sleeping.
Lady in the vents?
Cute. Okay. Oh, and she
I
disappeared.
guess we should
Interesting.
get everyone in here.
So literally, yeah, she literally fades in and out of existence. She probably can will herself back into the room, but probably not for very long.
Infiltration success.
Interesting.
I'm rather surprised no one took notice of us.
Considering how I don't have an adequate excuse for the school to approve your being here, we're lucky it went as well as it did.
As long as you maintain an air of confidence, you can fool just about anybody into thinking you belong.
Where did Akechi come from? What? Hello?
I must say, though, I hadn't expected you to actually
Oh,
reach
never
out
mind. That's
to
right.
me for
That
something
makes
like
sense
this.
that we actually reach out to him for this.
Well, it's just as we said before. We've accepted your offer to work together. Now's not the time to let personal stuff get in the way of our goal. But if you ever betray us again, we'll make sure you regret it.
All right, then. That's no concern of mine, anyway. Remember what I told you all before. We share a mutual interest. Until Maruki is defeated, we have a deal to uphold.
It appears that everyone's arrived. Does this mean you're ready to begin?
Ain't that our line?
Care to fill us in, finally?
Yes. I wished to speak with you about the circumstances that led
Okay.
this Maruki to alter
Interesting.
reality as you know it.
I didn't think she'd know about that, but considering the fact that this is literally an altercation of reality, it would make sense that she would know of that.
As well as the true nature of his power.
Oh, you know what? I bet the reason she knows is it has to do with some other, like, Velvet Room attendant or so. Maybe Jose, but why would he agree?
You know all of that?
I admit there will be a degree of speculation involved, but only to a small extent. First, I will explain the situation with the current reality. I believe that Maruki has altered the cognition of the masses. In other words, it's thought that the alterations he's made are the result of his meddling with mementos.
Interesting. But isn't Mementos
He
gone?
changed mementos? How is that even possible?
Yeah, here we go. Isn't it gone, though?
Wait, don't forget about our experience with the Metanav in Maruki's palace.
That's right, it came back.
Seems like this kind of thing has a habit of sticking around despite our expectations.
Man, it's true.
Mementos is the cognition of the masses given form. If that man is truly capable of controlling individuals' cognitions, and that man were also to gain access to mementos, it would be no surprise that he could impact everyone's cognitions and affect reality itself.
Could he really have done all that?
Well, we're seeing effects that make a lot of sense if this was the cause of it,
I mean, it's assumed that Dr. Maruki has the power to control cognition, right?
Exactly. That man's controlling of cognition. Let's see. Why don't we refer to his power as actualization? Most likely, that actualization is a power unique to a persona.
Ah, that makes sense.
In other words, this man named Maruki is...
He's a persona user?
That's impossible.
No, it isn't. We know it's very possible. I mean, all of us have personas. Everyone's standing here. Except for Lavenza, I think.
There's no way to have a persona and a palace at the same time.
Oh, wait. Actually...
Determining when Maruki first awakened
Is there?
to his
I
powers
guess there
wholly
isn't.
impossible.
Well, yeah, okay, never mind, it's right. It must be impossible because she imparted him with knowledge of how all the memento stuff works, right? So he would actually know that, and it makes sense. The more I had to think about it for a second, but yeah. I mean, we fought powerful shadows of palace rulers, but that isn't the same as a persona. So, yeah.
However, by the time he crossed your paths, there's no doubt that he was making use of his actualization, although he may have only been doing so subconsciously.
Considering the fact that the palace seems to arise subconsciously always, I have a feeling that that very well may be the case, but it really does seem pretty damn deliberate compared to a lot of the past stuff, but it may just be his shadow doing the deliberate things anyway.
Even if it is just his subconscious, he's using a persona in the real world. So, his ability to make Yoshizawa-san think she was Kasumi-chan...
It was most likely through the use of actualization.
Still though, even if we assume that Maruki has unique persona abilities, such as the case with him and myself, we still need to determine how he used that power on mementos as a whole, rather than a single individual.
Right. Even if there were some kind of power that could affect mementos, it's on a whole other level from what we've seen so far. A single person just shouldn't be capable of all that.
That's true. Changing reality just by thinking about it isn't something humans do. It's something that, like, gods do.
And what if he became such a god?
What? The god of control.
Wait, what? Didn't we kind of fuck his ass into oblivion? So how did maybe he got a hold of, like, what? I'm wondering if he was somehow able to summon the god of control or something?
Indeed. The being in mementos that you all defeated was a false deity that the masses deludedly clung to. It is easy to conclude that Maruki simply took over the false god's position when it disappeared.
Took over his position? What do you mean? So you're saying society thinks of Doc as a god now or something?
Now, the Phantom Thieves are the ones who gained the masses' support after defeating this so-called god of control. So it would follow that the masses would turn to the Phantom Thieves next as their savior. In that case, why did they instead turn to Maruki, who did none of the work the Phantom Thieves did?
Masses were invested in the Phantom Thieves, not mine.
Wait, you what?
But it does seem like there's a lot of
We never wished
people.
for anything like that.
But there does seem to be a lot of people in his palace all happy about it. I guess those are cognitions of real people, but...
Is that really true?
It's most likely because...
We wished for it, at least to a degree. But it's kind of mindfucky, though.
What?
After we defeated the god of control, we wished for reality to be like Dr. Maruki described it. And it happened?
I don't remember doing any wishing with you guys and Doc. I mean, when would we have even had the chance to?
What about our counseling?
Oh my god. Okay, whoa, mindfuck alert, but that makes a little bit of sense. You can change the past, but you still want to keep your chin up and press onward. Is that the gist of it? Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, it'd definitely be better if none of this had happened at all, but... Well, no matter what path you might have to take to get there, I hope your track dreams will still do you some good in the end. Yeah, thanks.
Looks like you all walked right into the spider's parlor.
There's no way of knowing how many of those situations were intentionally orchestrated by that man. However, the result is still the same. A desire for his actualization was seeded within your hearts. Thus, I have no doubt that it was your own desires that led to their actualization.
So this is all our fault, huh?
No, it's his fault for being fucking too damn smart for anyone's good. That's what I would say anyway.
We're the ones who told him the cognitive world really exists, too.
But we had no fucking idea anything like this could happen. He just seemed like a harmless school counselor. Doing normal school counselor things, dude. Like, we had no fucking clue. He has to be stopped.
Right, let's fight. If this is our own fault, we've got to be the ones to fix it.
Tek yi futaba desperadu.
Yes. This realization changes none of what we must do.
Yeah, and besides, again, I don't really think it was our fault to begin with, but whatever.
Very well. Then allow me to proceed. This world is in a very unstable condition currently. On the day that the god of control fused mementos with the real world, the merging was undone through your efforts, and the two worlds are now attempting to return to their initial states.
So, what you're saying is this world has reverted to a state where the fusion with mementos hasn't been totally undone. That explains why Maruki's palace was visible in Odaiba.
Even as we speak, Maruki is still influencing this world in places where its boundaries are blurred. As slow a pace as it may be, he still continues to actualize the world of the masses as a whole. Should this continue, reality shall merge with mementos once more. The two worlds will again become one. When that happens, anyone trapped within the actualized world can never again awaken to the original one.
No.
This issue goes beyond the mass. It would be next to impossible to
This issue goes beyond all the masses as well, although you are all Persona users.
defy Maruki in a world completely under his control.
Oof.
To be clear, once the two worlds conclude their fusion, there will be no chance of your success in this mission.
Large oof.
And I believe this fusion will conclude in 1 month's time.
Yeah, boy.
We only have a month.
If memory serves me correctly, February 3rd was the date Dr. Maruki gave us, right? Could he have possibly chosen the time limit based on when his actualization will be completed?
It's possible.
If that's the case, we don't got another choice except to steal his treasure by then.
We'll need to secure our route to the treasure by the 2nd so we can send our calling card. Then, on the day of, we're most likely going to have to fight Maruki.
Allow me to produce the calling card. This is certain to be our final card. I'll pour my heart and soul into its creation.
I believe Yosuke!
Be that as it may, there are still some unsolved questions.
You mean the Metanav?
Right.
What's the deal with the palace's name? Doesn't seem to affect the app's functions, but
That must also be a product of Maruki's cognition. He most likely learned that you could somehow infiltrate the metaverse. As long as he permits your existence, your method of infiltration will not entirely disappear either. However, in his heart he must have feared you would learn his identity as the palace's ruler. Perhaps such a feeling took the form of hiding the ruler's name from you.
But in that case, why didn't Dr. Maruki just actualize us out of existence entirely?
Maybe he wants to save us, in quotation marks.
Maruki told us he wants us to accept his world. It may be hard to believe, But since we mutually benefit from his actualization, maybe he really does want us to submit.
Sorry, even if it does fix shit for us, I just can't accept the world getting treated like that. Let's start the infiltration tomorrow, yeah? And you? Sound good?
You're willing to ask me as well.
Duh, dude. The Phantom Thieves don't act unless it's a unanimous vote.
I love Ryuji just sticking to his convictions so much to the point where we always do a unanimous. I love Ryuji's sheer just will to stick to his guns, basically. We always do a unanimous vote. And so even though none of us trust or like Akechi, right? Even barring that, he's the one that's like, hey, dude. And he'd be like the first to condemn Akechi, but we're in a special situation where Akechi has agreed to help us for now, and he knows, because he's been beaten by us before, that, you know, he's got to be careful. So we trust that he probably wants to preserve himself at least. So
You know I have no intention of accepting Maruki's world anyway.
And that settles that.
Wait, what about Yoshizawa-san?
We may not have summoned her as one of the Phantom Thieves. This definitely involves her as well.
Maybe we should fill her in on our situation once she comes to terms with her own. What she does with that information, though, that's up to her.
Right.
If that concludes matters, I shall continue to watch over you, Trickster. Please show me the path that you choose for humanity.
Sumire, oh gosh, she was listening the whole time.
I just...
Huggle.
Guess we might as well close up for the night. Hey, once you're done washing that, you can go ahead and call it a welcome.
Yoshizawa?
Have a seat. She's here to see you, right? Now, don't worry about finishing up. I'll take care of it later.
Sorry for coming over so late, and thank you for the coffee.
You're welcome.
It's delicious.
Aw.
Would you mind if I got something off my chest? Thank you. So, to tell the truth, I saw you all go into the nurse's office today.
I wasn't actually expecting that, for her to tell us, but she's clearly an honest, upstanding person for what we know about her. I mean, frankly, I guess we really know about Kasumi, or what Kasumi would do, at least. Because she literally thought she was Kasumi and was acting on, I guess, everything she knew about Kasumi in a very real way, perhaps?
And, I sort of eavesdropped on your conversation.
About the actualization.
You've all found the paths you want to take, and are following them with such confidence, whereas I'm simply... Like Dr. Maruki said before, I ran from the truth. I couldn't handle the fact that Kasumi died because of my actions. My memories are still a bit hazy, but even when I remembered that I'm really Sumire, I didn't want to accept it. I was still running from reality, where Kasumi is gone, where I had to live for Kasumi instead of as her.
You still want to run?
No. Like I said earlier, I realized something when I saw you all striving to push onward. I can't keep running like this, but now that Kasumi's gone, I have no idea what to do with myself. Senpai, what should I do?
I know you'll choose well. You have to choose, unfortunately.
You can be awfully firm sometimes, Senpai, but you're absolutely correct. must thank you for allowing me to unload all of this onto you. I'm still not completely sure what I should do, but I plan to think more on it. I've got to figure out what to do with my life now.
I believe in you, Sumire-chan. I love her with the long
Let's
hair.
reform society.
Honestly, long straight hair is... I guess I'm a simple man in that respect. I really like that. That's what I prefer, you know, hairstyle-wise on women, is just long, straight hair. Just nothing special to it. I really do prefer that. Just something just natural, elegant, and beautiful about it. Tomorrow we're going to the palace. We're gonna take back the world, the real world. Heck yeah, Morgana. Rewriting reality. I would never have thought such a thing possible. Well, I mean, let's be honest, like, you know, what we were doing before with, you know, Mementos and the palaces isn't quite any more grounded in what we would think is reality, right? Not only that, but this palace is ruled by a persona user. How does that make any sense? I know God modding when I see it! I love her gaming culture references so much. At this point, he basically is a god, right? This shit makes Shido look small time. We need to come up with a plan. That's a good point. We should meet up tomorrow. Sounds good. Speaking of which, how should we contact Akechi-kun? I guess we could let him back in the group chat, right? Yeah, that'd be quickest. Agreed. Alright, I'll take care of it. Thanks. We want to go, huh? We better come up with a plan. That time is gonna go by fast.
I should write something.
Have a lovely day, friends. Dergy gonna end this episode her for now.